Yo, it's ODB, aka the Lincoln Addict, and wanted to hit you guys with a quick video. This is a product that I've been really wanting to roll out for some time and kind of had a soft launch on it, really just gauging interest. And there was some 64, 65 Lincolns. There are these pieces that basically are kind of the rear bumper inserts. And what I've been able to do is work back with one of the guys I've worked with over the years, and we have these flat replacement pieces, one for each side, of course, and they do come without the grids on them. I do offer a separate product, which was a separate launch that I did, where if you want these grids, I sell them, and you could basically purchase both pieces. When you do that, you can either choose to install the grids yourself, or you can do what I did. I went to one of my buddies who is a vinyl guy and that deals with this stuff all the time, and basically peeled it off, stuck it on, and this is what you're left with. It's pretty much close to the actual factory piece. It's the same amount of squares. It's based upon the same exact pattern. The same goes for these billet aluminum pieces. They're basically measured from the original 64 pieces, and they are actually held on with two-sided tape. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, are these gonna fall off? This is very strong two-sided tape. A buddy of mine has had a set of these on his car for well over 10 years, and they have never came close to coming off. So I'm actually going to install this set on my car today. Thank you to my buddies that have kind of helped make this happen, including Ryan at Graphics Mafia, GRAPHIX. That's Graphics Mafia. He actually installed these for me after I kind of had the pieces made, and then the vinyl graphics made by a local guy that I've worked with here in the Tampa Bay area. The key thing for me is a lot of you may have either pretty roached out looking pieces for your factory pieces. That little bit of footage that I showed of my original ones, when I had got the car had the bumper removed, and the bumper inserts, I don't know what had happened, but those bumper inserts were just horrible, and it just wasn't going to look good after I got the bumper re-chromed. There's just no way to save them. There's no way to take the dents out. Now you can basically go out and you could potentially find a parts car or find one of the usual suspects and buy the parts. The challenge is they're not going to always be in perfect condition, things like that. So with these, you get a brand new piece of billet aluminum. It's flat, and you'll have brand new grids. You won't have to pay someone to paint these on. There is a local, one of my local friends, TC. She does a great job. She has painted these on numerous times, but I don't have the patience for that. So we'll go ahead and kind of show you the look of it once it's installed, and kind of show you a little bit of the process. It's very easy. You basically peel this off, you clean your bumper, maybe with some rubbing alcohol, whatever you have, some sort of solution, clean it very nicely, eyeball it, measure it, whatever you want to do, and then boom, these things stick right on. So follow me as we move ahead on this small project today, the Lincoln Addict. So the first side is installed. It literally took less than 60 seconds. It's really as much time as you want to take. Maybe if you have some blue painter's tape and you want to get it like just perfect, you'll see from a little bit of the footage that I'll include in this video, it's almost impossible to even tell if it's just slightly off anyways, the way the light's kind of hitting and everything. So it's super simple. Again, all you have to do on these is you peel off each of these pieces, and the guy that I use, he's made pieces for many years, well over 20 years, for VWs and all kinds of different makes and model cars. And oftentimes he uses this really high strength two-sided tape, and he's never ever had a challenge, even with different trim pieces and things like that. So the key that I would tell everyone is these are perfectly flat, billet aluminum. They come polished, and it would make it super easy for you to either install these grids, if you will, or like I said, take it to your local guy or lady that does vinyl work. That made it a lot easier for me. And after this bumper was re-chromed from advanced plating, the bumper looks so good, I wouldn't want to put some old parts on it. So these are going to really be the icing on the cake for this install. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys here how I do this one, and see how it turns out. One of the simple things for if you own a 64, you basically know that this piece here, you've got your piece that goes on the deck lid, and then you have this lower piece. So basically it's kind of creating the radius and matching it as it comes down. So it's super simple. Obviously that, if there was a line, it would go up and attach to that, and it's gonna go right here. So what I like to do is kind of put it up here, eyeball, really both sides is really gonna be the key. Seeing how much gap you have. This side seems like it's a little bit tighter maybe than that side, just by a hair. And then I'm gonna look over here to kind of see how far I went up. And again, typically if it was something like, you know, in the house, or, you know, if I'm drilling holes or something, I'm really gonna normally measure and make 100% certain. But with these, I mean, there's only a little bit of wiggle room up and down that you even have. So the main thing is, I think, that you kind of have this gap on top where this lip is at. You have that straight all the way across. And if you do, it's really gonna look awesome. Peel these off, it's that easy. So there you have it. It's that quick, and again, it's a lot more economical, possibly, you know, depending on your usual suspects with the prices of these. And then on top of it, you're not going to have to worry about having something that you're trying to polish around that original. I believe the originals were painted on. So super simple. Of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this kind of really adhere, but for the most part, no worries of it coming off. And I'll show you here just in a second as I do the kind of the final little video. You really can't even tell that it doesn't have that factory bend to it. If you've ever taken these pieces off, which does require you pretty much to drop the bumper for the most part, especially if they've never been taken off, you got to take the bumper down, you got to take off the original, there's 4, I believe, screws per side. Those original ones, they had a slight bend to them. And again, that wasn't something I was going to be able to do with these, but the way this bumper is and the way the 2 strips are for the 2-sided tape, you got a nice flush finish right up against it. Super easy install. Boom, it's gapped right, it looks good, and it covers up those 4 holes. And didn't have to drop the bumper, of course, to install these. Super simple. Check it out. We'll do one final little video to show you the outcome from the back.